Have you ever wondered, where do presidents live when their presidency is over? If you're thinking that former presidents are thrown out in their regular lives instantly, well, that's not the case. Sure, they have to leave the White House and many other facilities that come with it, but they're also given some advances for the first few months and years till their life settles as an ex-president. For starters, ex-presidents get 7 months of assistant funding to help them with their finances. And then they get 10 hefty years of security, but that's kept private from people. Moreover, they also receive a bunch of trained staff for 30 months to help them with usual chores that might have been out of practice during the presidential tenure. Talking about the very famous and well-reputed former president of the States, Barack Obama, who was elected twice and held his position from 2009 to 2017, he retired and later gave a spot to Trump. After Trump became the president, Barack left the White House, but remained in Washington, D.C. for his daughter Sasha, who was still going to school. While they were in D.C., the Obamas decided to lease a home instead of making a purchase, and stayed in the high-profile society of Kalorama, because, let's face it, they're still one of the elite class. Their Kalorama home isn't just a regular home. Instead, it has all that you can ask for in a celebrity home. With 9 huge bedrooms sitting at 8,200 square meters, this house is nothing less than a dream home. The house has 8 bathrooms and an extravagantly gorgeous exterior. The interior, however, is pretty Pinterest style, with modern designs and sweet and simple furniture that would lighten up the room instead of making it look like a palace. What's astonishing is the worth of this house goes as far as $6.2 million. But some of you might not be surprised because they are, after all, living in D.C. This is the least this place could cost. Knowing that it's a former president's place, I guess you wouldn't be surprised when we tell you that this house has modern appliances suited best for the riches, and it also has an amazing area in the kitchen where books and drinks can be stored. The house is nicely designed in terms of interior, and the decorations and furniture placements are simply on spot. There are many seating areas around the house at different locations, so you can enjoy your books or a beloved's company at various spots. The white, black, and gray shade schemes are simply to die for, because, to be honest, as basic as you think this color scheme might be, it looks classy and elegant. And since the Obamas are famous people, they have an exquisite living room decor for their guests, with a traditional fireplace that puts essence in the beauty of the room. Next to the living room is the extravagant dining room, where everything pleases the eyes. Going from the oak wooden ceiling to white fresh walls, eating food in this room definitely hits different. The bathroom that Obama himself uses in his bedroom is pretty artistic, with its black and white wallpaper that fits perfectly with the white marble tabletop. The bathroom isn't as huge or extravagant as other celebrity homes, but it's good enough for all that needs to be done in that room, so I guess it's a win-win situation so far. What we love most about the house is that it has an amazingly cozy living room upstairs, which is perfect for late-night Netflix sessions or calm book dates. The master bedroom for the former president is an amazingly classy design with the regular white-black theme. The one thing that stands out in this room is the perfect windows that are a view in and of themselves. Attached with the bedroom is a huge walk-in closet for all those suits and classy outfits of the couple. The backyard garden of this house is simply perfect, and it will make you feel at home. The place is big enough for all the relaxation that you might need in your evenings. Next up, we have our former president George W. Bush, who was the 43rd president of the United States of America, and he held his place as president from 2001 to 2009, after which he had to move out of the White House. Unlike Obama, George decided to leave D.C. and started his new life in Texas, in a gorgeous location between all the natures.
Man, what a surprise. You know, it's so funny. People always think of this part of Texas as being kind of desert and hot and dry, but I mean, you got rivers running through here, you got beautiful lakes.
His house is famously known as the Prairie Chapel Ranch, and it is widely spread out on a huge land of 1,600 acres. The mansion has a fully made bicycle track for professional cycling, and that tells us how huge and extravagant this mansion must be. It also has a horse riding track, a river that flows through, and a pond for fishing. Looks like the former president chose his living space pretty wisely. The home building, however, is laid on a 4,000-acre ground and has only 4 bedrooms. The bedrooms are all master beds that are nothing less than hotel suites. The best part of this building is that it has amazing views from every room. And what makes it better are the glass walls that are lined in almost every room. So fresh air right amidst the nature is something that keeps George still fit and healthy. The house is lined with a beautiful porch overlooking the scenic beauty of the area and is covered to ensure that the family enjoys their evenings even when the sky decides to pour. And here are some extra things in the house that scream money. Like an entire building made specifically to cater guests, and also a helicopter hangar for when Bush and his family decides to have some air rides privately.
Hey guys.
Hi, Mrs. Bush. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Jay, I sold this little tree and I wonder if you'll help me dig it up. You think you can do that?
Sure.
What about you, Bushy?
Bushy? Hang on. This is new. Bushy? Okay.
I wish you wouldn't repeat it.
So, looks like George has a home that's way more expansive than Obama, and he prefers living with full luxury. Let's see where Bill Clinton decided to live after he had to leave the White House. After his tenure from 1993 to 2001, Bill didn't have a place for himself, and therefore, he had to spend 18 years of his life after retirement in struggle, due to which he had to live in houses provided by the government. But finally, Bill was able to get his hands on a sweet house worth $1.7 million in New York. The house is set on a land of about 5,200 meters, and the location is simply prime and perfect.
Never been used before. As
Ow, my heel got stuck.
you're kidding. Back up.
Okay, thanks. This is the barn. This is your
This is where I
personal-
wrote the book.
The house has 11 gorgeous bedrooms and is beautified by fence lining all around it. The fence also works as a security check, obviously. The front yard of the house has an amazing garden with all the wildflowers blooming, and the backyard has a red shed and a garage for all those amazing cars of Bill. Even though people today prefer modern setups and interiors in their home, Bill looks like a pretty traditional man, and that's pretty much why we think his house has the perfect touch of 90s retro theme. And like every other mega house, Bill's house also has a sweet dining room for elite class diners and an amazing library that gives you that warm feeling. Being a former president, Bill has many things that symbolize his travel history during his tenure, which has been decorated across his house.
It's like a huge piece of cane from the rainforest.
Things he received as gifts and things he got for himself have all been displayed as decoration pieces to lighten up the place. Usually, when you have a hefty net worth, you end up investing in real estate, and that's pretty much the case with Bill. He has another house in Washington, D.C., even though he spends most of his time in this house. This house is 5,500 square feet and is just as gorgeous as his other house. Alright guys, so this brings us to the end of this video. Let us know in the comments about your perception of former presidents' houses, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share.